From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Tuesday, January 31st, 2017. Silver is trading at $17.20 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,200 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 2.4 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $926. Antiwar.com reports President Trump's executive order banning travelers from several Muslim-majority countries as well as refugees did not leave a lot of room for misunderstanding of its intentions, and multiple federal court rulings barring the implementation of parts of the order were similarly pretty clear. Among government employees, however, everything appears optional. The ban was panned by the State Department, and the Justice Department took it a step further, insisting that they're not even going to try to defend the order in court. Acting Attorney General Sally Yates added she doesn't think the executive order is even lawful and doesn't want department lawyers trying to defend the bans. This might be temporary for the DOJ, as Yates is an Obama holdover, and Senator Jeff Sessions of Alabama, if confirmed to take her place in a vote that could happen as early as Tuesday, he seems generally anti-immigration and likely to support the ban. With Justice Department lawyers or not, a lot of federal judges appear to be extremely skeptical of the ban, and there were multiple emergency court orders staying the implementation of various parts of the ban within the first 48 hours after the order was signed. The federal court orders don't appear to be taken very seriously by some agencies either, with growing calls for the Customs and Border Patrol to be held in contempt for not complying with an order by Judge Leonie Brinkema to give detained legal permanent U.S. residents access to lawyers. Instead of letting the lawyers in to talk with the detainees, the Customs and Border Patrol instead just gave the detainees a paper copy of the judge's order and a list of lawyers from Northern Virginia who deal with immigration cases. Lawyers seeking to challenge the detention are running into a brick wall, as the Border Patrol won't let them see any of those being detained or even telling them the names of the detained, and with no names, they can't file court cases on the behalf of the detainees. Multiple members of Congress even tried to get involved at Dulles Airport, seeking to speak to Customs and Border Patrol agents at the site. They were shooed away by police, however, who insisted all the border agents are in a secure area that Congress doesn't have access to. Senator Cory Booker also demanded to see anyone from Border Patrol, but was denied, with police only willing to take a written message to the agent, who are all behind locked doors. This could quickly set up a battle of two federal departments, with the police responsible for enforcing the court order working for the Justice Department, and Border Patrol forces determined to spurn those orders with the Department of Homeland Security. The White House largely did not address the risk of internal clashes or the Border Patrol controversy. They did, however, respond to the State Department's criticism of the ban by suggesting those diplomats who did not like it should resign from their posts or be replaced by people who are with the program. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports the Army veteran accused of killing 5 people in a shooting rampage at a South Florida airport pled not guilty on Monday to almost 24 criminal charges. Esteban Santiago appeared at the federal courthouse in Fort Lauderdale for arraignment on 22 charges stemming from the January 6 slings at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. He affirmed to the judge that he understood each of the charges against him, which include 10 homicide-related counts and several firearms violations. His defense attorney told the judge that Santiago pled not guilty to each charge. Santiago surrendered to authorities after the shooting, which occurred immediately after he arrived on a flight from Alaska, where he had been stationed with the U.S. Army and discharged months earlier. An Iraq War veteran with a history of psychological problems, Santiago made the flight to Fort Lauderdale specifically to carry out the attack, according to investigators. 6 people were wounded in the attack at the airport, which handled about 29 million passengers last year and is one of the busiest in the United States. Santiago is expected to be transferred soon to a federal detention center in Miami. If convicted, he could be sent to prison for life or given a death sentence. You can support FPP Radio by joining the FANS program. FANS are friends, allies, and Numery supporters. To learn more or to join the FANS program, visit fans.fppradio.com. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.